Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Don Tread Real Estate Podcast. Live here in the studio today, none other than a great friend of mine, a longtime brother in the ministry, my boy Patrick Wilbanks, all the way from San Antonio, Texas. Welcome today.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, hey, man, I'm just glad to have you here in DFW. I understand that you are here very frequently, expanding and enlarging your territory with your company. I just wanted to go ahead and invite you in while I had an opportunity because I know you're in town.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hurry up and come over here and get you here live so we can take this worldwide. So what are we going to talk about is, how you and I met, go way back. Got to give a shout out to the Petties at Bethel International Christian Fellowship down in San Antonio, Texas, where me and Patrick became brothers from another mother. And just want to go ahead and give us a quick update on what you've been doing lately, what you're working on, and
Gotcha.
as far as how you diversified, basically going from real estate. Well, he didn't leave real estate because he just bought a lot of land, so he's still in real estate, but he's also building his other business, which is allowing him to buy more real estate. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, born and raised in Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
Moved to San Antonio 2001. Met you, 2005? Somewhere around there.
Uh-huh.
And 2008, you got me in real estate.
Yes, sir.
Never looked back after that. And man, it was a wonderful ride. I started picking up on some books. The first book that actually came across my desk was a book called Family Bank Strategy by David Phillips, and has a little red chess piece on the front. There was a man that told me, Pat, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep.
Exactly.
And I said, yeah, but how do you keep it when you have bills?
Kids and bills, right?
Kids and bills. I got 8 kids now.
Correct. So we eight. I got 8 kids, 8 grandkids. So a lot of people don't know that.
I don't have the grandkids yet. My oldest keeps saying he's going to bring me some. I'm like, chill.
Yeah. But so 8 kids in real estate, 100% commission. A lot of people think real estate. By the way, a lot of people say, man, y'all on salary, man. Y'all, man, lend me some money. This, that, and the other. No, we're not on salary, are we?
The fees is what kills a lot of realtors.
Correct.
There's a lot of fees in real estate. Real estate's like the sexy industry, but they don't understand how much the cost to be in real estate is.
Correct. And walk us through it, because I don't want people to think that, hey, this was something you tried and then jumped out. You actually grew a company in real estate.
Yeah. So after, because I think you went to Houston.
Yeah, I moved to Houston.
And then I went and actually it was Dayton Schrader picked me up.
Oh yeah, that's right, the Schrader Group.
Yes, that's it.
And that's anybody Google the Schrader Group. That's one of the
top in the country.
The top of the top.
So we sold. It was me and 4 other guys sold 650 homes a year while I was on the team. It was a beautiful ride. I learned a lot from that guy. I mean,
a machine.
That guy.
Straight machine.
Machine.
650 houses. How many did you think Dayton's? Well, as a team collectively,
Dayton sold
1,300 houses.
Dayton sold most of them by himself.
Yeah, correct. and had
all of his relationships, but we were on a 92% referral rate.
Okay,
which is insane in the real estate world.
Yeah,
because if you're on a 25% referral rate, that's great. But to be at 92%, but we had a system, of loving on the people, all of our past clients, and that's actually what I'm using, all those strategies to help my agents grow their business in the financial service world. Because after real estate was great. I did 15 years in real estate, but then once I learned about, some strategies in real estate, married to life insurance, it changed the game. I own or finance real estate now with my life insurance.
Correct.
I mean, it's crazy.
So talk about what y'all talked about the other night. I know they touched on. I know. Marlon Wayans that was there?
Yeah, Marlon Wayans was our special guest recently at our Cigars, Wealth, and Whiskey event.
So it was Marlon Wayans, and then it was also what was the 7 steps were the 7 steps of he talked about 7 steps of
well, it's more like 7 things that you think like you want to pay your house off, right?
Correct.
So a lot of people want to pay their homes off early. Why? The word MORT is the same root word as mortuary. So when you get a mortgage,
correct,
it's a death pledge. That's what it stands for.
30 years to your debt.
And so, some people think like, man, when I get ready to retire, I want to have no debt.
Correct.
Yeah, but then if you had a $300,000 property and then all that equity is in there, and then life throws you a curveball.
You
right?
lose it all.
You lose it all, or you don't
Correct.
even have access to it. You can't utilize that money.
Correct.
If life throws you a
So your
curveball.
house rich and cash poor.
Correct.
Not liquid.
Correct. So what we teach is, for instance, if I had and I'm just going to use base numbers. If I had a $2,000 mortgage on a 15-year note,
Correct.
Instead of taking that $2,000 mortgage on a 15-year note, I'm going to take that note out to 30 years. It'll go down to $1,000. That extra $1,000 difference,
You can put
I'm
it
going to
back.
take that and put it into my life insurance.
Correct.
Right? Because life throws us curveballs, right?
Yes.
We deteriorate before we pass away. So the thing is, you want to have something that's going to protect you. Mortgage insurance doesn't protect you.
No, it
protects
doesn't.
the
It
bank.
protects the lender.
Homeowners insurance doesn't protect you. It also protects the bank because it protects their asset, right? So what protects you? And that's when we showed them that if you had a life insurance policy set up, number one, you're setting up yourself for retirement,
Correct.
a tax-free retirement. Number two, you're going to have death and living benefits. But the third thing is if life throws curveballs, you'll have access to that liquidity that would have otherwise been trapped somewhere else.
Exactly.
And we use that to either pay down that mortgage. So in approximately 13 years, you could take what's the cash value that's built in your life insurance and pay that mortgage off if you so choose want to have a paid off house. Now, I'm a firm believer. I don't want to pay off any of my houses.
No. You got to let the bank be the bank.
Every 3 to 5 years, I'm cash out refi.
Correct.
I'm rediversifying. I'm buying more property.
Because you know what the bank is doing with your money, right? They're investing.
Exactly. If I'm giving it to them, they're definitely going to put it to work. So why would I want to give it to them?
Also, I talk about people who say they want to carry escrow because they want the taxes. They don't want to owe taxes at the end of the year. Basically, you're letting the bank hold your taxes while they invested, and then they go pay your taxes at the end of the year. But if you have the ability to put 20% down, you might as well not escrow and then go ahead and pay your taxes yourself at the end of the year, so you can make money for you.
100%.
So and it's crazy, and I always talk about how God lines up for the future. Way back in the day, I don't know if you remember, but when we went to church together, we were actually seller financing that building.
Yes.
And when we were selling financing that building, we were bringing the leaders together
right.
to borrow against their life insurance.
That's right.
To buy the building.
So the first person to actually show me this.
Yes.
And we didn't really.
We didn't know what.
We didn't really know what we were on at that
Yeah.
point. But I tell that story all the time. The first time that I saw life insurance and the power of it was when we helped a church buy a church with no money.
Correct.
All they needed was the 10 leaders in the church. Basically, what they were doing was, and the church is going to get these tithers.
Yes.
Now, what is the church doing to make sure that these tithers are taken care of? Making sure that their family's taken care of. Making sure that if that tither is no longer here, that the church is still taking care of the family.
Correct.
Well, that's when the church decided to take some of the tithe of the top 10 tithers
Yes.
and buy them life insurance with the difference, right? So if
Correct.
you're they would at the time I think they were tithing $1,000 a piece, and so take $500 of that tithe. And they should buy them life insurance. Now, if you go look at the history of life insurance, it actually all started in the church.
I believe.
So it makes sense that the church should be doing it. Today, most churches don't.
Exactly.
But that is the first time I saw it. And I
remember
tell that story all the time, how we helped 8242 Vicar Road
Exactly.
buy a church with no money, just
That
needed
was my
life
first
insurance.
commercial transaction, and the seller's name was Blessing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So the church bought a building from a blessing.
Yeah. And then maybe 6-7 years after that, I did another transaction. It was a real estate investment trust. 10 guys, 5 guys out of Valero, 5 guys out of New Star. They weren't, hard hitters in the company or anything like that, but they saw what the executives were making and were like, Pat, we want to rediversify. We want to be able to build some wealth. And so these guys had went to high school and college together, and they teamed up. I had met them on 1604 in Paisanos. We were eating at Paisanos, and I brought my attorney with me.
Yes.
And at the moment, all I thought was, I'm just going to be here to help you guys structure this REIT. And then when you guys get ready to purchase.
Tell them what REIT is.
A REIT is a real estate investment trust. That's what it stands for.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking that I'm just there to help them facilitate putting the REIT together. I've got the attorney. I'll help you guys acquire property. And then my attorney was sitting on my right-hand side. One of the guys on the left-hand side goes, yeah, but how do we get it funded? And without a blink in his eye, he looked up and he said, oh, so everybody's going to get a key man policy on each other, right? And key man basically means if you're a key player in the business and I lose you, we might be in jeopardy as a business.
Correct.
So what we want to do is we want to insure each other. And then in the process of us insuring each other, we're going to have a lot of death benefits sitting in this as a tier one asset for our business, right? Now, if you go on Google and you just type in the words collateral assignment, one of the first things that pops up is Investopedia. And Investopedia will tell you a collateral assignment, the last sentence of the first paragraph will say that the death benefits can be used as collateral for a loan.
And it also can be transferred.
Right, and that's what made me, as soon as he said it, made me think about what we did with 8242 Vicar Road. And they used the death benefits as collateral to go get that loan on money that they couldn't afford. But if they were able to expand this ministry, have the bigger building, be able to put more resources and tools for the community, they would be able to.
And now I know somebody else that just did it for a gym. So
Okay.
shout out to Jeremy Koga at Arco Fit in Fulshire, Texas. Same concept. Built an Arco Fit in Fulshire, Texas, and now they also have office suites that they lease to other businesses based on this same collaboration.
It is a hidden tool that most people have never heard about, or even if they have kind of tiptoed around the subject, they don't usually know somebody that they could talk to about it, right?
Correct.
I looked at this industry when I had, so right after Dayton Schrader, I left Dayton Schrader's team, and I went and opened up my own brokerage called Realty One Group, Emerald.
Yes, exactly. Based on Realty One headquarters is in California, right?
Absolutely. A guy named Kuba Yevgeniu.
Okay.
And I went there, franchised it, brought it back to San Antonio. We were one of the fastest growing, had 80 agents in 7 months, sold over $165 million worth of real estate in those 7 months. It was beautiful. And man, it was just crazy how I took that concept. Where was I going with that though?
You were just saying that you basically transitioning from growing that, and you. I guess where you're going with it is you can grow it, but it has to be sustainable.
Well, okay, this is where I was going. So when I had that Realty One Group, we took off. I mean, it was great. But if I didn't have money and life insurance and stuff, for instance, I had a bad business partner on that deal, on that brokerage. And that guy ended up stealing the brokerage from me. Wow. I'm still part owners of the company.
Yes, but not making a profit.
But I'm not in the company anymore. And so, but right after that, it was Dayton Schrader. And then I opened up Realty One Group. And that was when this guy showed me the power of life insurance. And then a couple years later after that is when I met Matt Sapala. And I remember when I met Matt, I said, why should I join you?
Correct. Well, because you had already had a bad business partner.
Yeah.
You've already but you also have been with Dayton Schrader, so you've seen some very successful people.
I've had the ups and downs.
Yes, correct. The ups and downs. So where did you meet Matt and kind of talk about that?
So that's where I was really going. So when I was sitting in Realty One Group and I had already learned these concepts, I started reading every book that I could get my hands on. Like I said, Family Bank Strategy by David Phillips. And then I went to, Nelson Nash, Becoming Your Own Bank, The Waterfall Method by the Rockefellers, 21st Century Literacy, Taming Wall Street by Stephen Gardner. Like I just kept going and going and going.
By the way, and he's showing y'all the business books. I got to add this too. He also is a registered licensed minister. He went to seminary as well. A lot of people don't know about that. So he's been from the pit to the palace.
Absolutely, yeah. From the pit to the prison to the palace.
So there's steps. He's been all. So yeah. So he definitely does. So you got a degree in theology?
I have my theological degree, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So you seen the business principles, and then you also use the theological principles, and then you also understand how to judge a leader based on some of the leaders you've been with. So once you met Matt, go ahead and say what made Matt different.
Well, before I met Matt, what led me to Matt was I actually read 2 books by the same author, guy named Doug Andrews, and Doug Andrews, his books blew me away. One of them was called Misfortunes 101. That's the first book I started with. The second book was called Laser Fund.
Okay.
And what Laser Fund stands for is it liquid?
Okay.
Is it safe? What are the returns? And are there any tax advantages? LSRT.
Okay, Laser.
Right? Laser Fund. And it's the 4 questions you should ask yourself before you put your money somewhere.
Yeah.
So for instance,
tax advantage. Any type of real estate. DSCR loan.
Well, anywhere you want to put your money.
Yeah.
So is a bank liquid?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Is it safe?
Yes. Well, nah.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
FDIC.
Yeah. But it's insured.
By an insurance company. So it's liquid. It's supposed to be safe. Are there great rates of return for putting my money in a bank?
No.
And is it any tax advantage for putting my money in a bank?
No.
So a bank scores 50%.
Correct.
On that scale, right?
Yes.
The next place, most people are told by the school system to go to school, get a job, and then do what? Open up that
Go get a job.
401k. Put your money in that retirement account. But if I put my money in a 401k, IRA, TSP, 403b, 459, any of those programs, is it liquid? No. I got to wait till I'm 59 and a half, or I'm going to pay tax and penalties.
Exactly. You're going to pay penalty for
Is it safe
withdrawal.
from market losses?
Nah.
No, not at all. I mean, it can definitely take losses, right?
Yes.
We had $3 trillion be lost out of retirement accounts alone in 2022.
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it.
Are there great rates of return for putting your money in a 401k or any of those products? You know, they say, oh, man, you know, when the market's good, the market's good. Yeah, but when the market's bad, all those losses, so it kind of offsets each other. And are there any tax advantages for putting my money in a place where I'm going to pay higher taxes later?
No.
No.
You still face capital gains.
So technically, if I ask myself those 4 questions, that scores a 0.
Correct.
Now, real estate. Okay, we're in real estate.
Yes.
So is it liquid? If I take $10,000 right now, put it in a piece of property, can I touch that money tomorrow?
No.
No. So it's not liquid.
Correct.
Is it safe from market crashes, market losses?
No.
Are there great rates of return?
Yes.
Potentially. And then usually you got to play the long term game,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And then, are there any tax advantages to put my money in?
Yes, there are.
Absolutely. That's why
that's-
92% of all millionaires invest in real estate,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Because of the fact that it has a lot of tax advantages. 1031 exchange, I can write off the interest. There's a lot of things you could do.
I can write off depreciation, 27.5.
That's right.
Depreciation also can, like you say, the 1031 exchange, deferred tax advantages, and then you also don't have to pay capital gains if it's in your primary residence. So there's definitely
A lot.
some. So basically, what you're doing is use your life insurance money to buy real estate. Correct.
Correct, because it has to offset because in real estate now it's only a 25%, right? I
Yes.
scored 25%. Out of 4 questions I asked myself, the best one was the tax advantage. Now, in life insurance, is it liquid? Yes.
Yes, you can get it.
Matter of fact, I had a conversation with a guy yesterday. He said, you know, I want to get ready to refi one of my properties, and I have $375,000 of equity trapped in this house.
Correct.
And I want to pull it out. What do I do? I said, well, if you put it into a life insurance policy, if you have a good agent, they could do what they call putting their commission on a balance sheet writer, which makes 90% of whatever they're putting in that policy liquid within 31 days, right? And so it's liquid.
Correct.
Is it safe? Absolutely. There's a lot of laws that says that if you attach your retirement account or your money to a death benefit, you can't take market losses. So what wealthy people do, instead of putting their money in those other places where they could take losses, they'd rather take that money and attach it to a death benefit so that they can guarantee that they can never take losses.
So now that you're selling me on the life insurance, now tell me what makes you guys different than your Primericas or your Northwestern Mutuals or your State Farm, because you do have competitors, right? What makes you guys different? If you want to call them that. So what makes you different from your competitors?
Well, so if you look at 90% of the market out there right now, they're independent agents, but they don't get really any training. And that's where I was actually going is that when I was sitting in my office and I would call up these agents and I said, man, I done read 15 books on this subject.
Yeah.
I'm going to call all these agents in from New York Life to everywhere, and I'm going to come in, let them come into my office. We'll go live on Facebook, and I'm going to give the people some real information.
Correct, for free.
They didn't even know the information.
Wow.
And what I found was most of the industry is gatekeeping the information. That's right. So what our company's doing different is that we're empowering people with the information. And on top of that, we're not gatekeeping you. Where a lot of these companies say, if you don't look like us, sound like us, talk like us, you're not allowed here. Right? We're going to tell you, no, we're not hiring, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're like, look, the most overlooked and underserved part of America is middle-class America, multicultural America. And so we decide, hey, you know what? Why don't we bring them into the industry?
Correct.
Where everybody else was telling them that they're not allowed in the industry, we're going to bring them into the industry. We're going to give them the game. And more importantly, we're going to take the same strategies from our owner, which is Patrick Ben-David, and we're going to show them how to build a business, scale a business, eventually sell that business if they want to. But we're teaching the real principles of life insurance and how keynote as to why I'm really interested in this. You know, I'm born and raised in Mississippi.
Correct.
You know, one of the ladies that helped raise me was a lady named Miss Hudson and her family, and she founded NAACP in Mississippi. Well, when I started doing research on life insurance, what I found was right after slavery was abolished.
Cool.
Okay. Was the best time for Black America technically because you had the most Black millionaires at that time. Why? Well, we had 98 black-owned insurance companies during a time when they said, you're not the right color, you can't get life insurance. Oh, you're not the right color, you're not going to get we're not going to give you a mortgage, stuff like that.
But we had the finances.
And so what they did was say, well, if you're going to marginalize us, we're not going to let you marginalize us. We're going to go start our own. So they started their own. And this is how we had Black Wall Streets all over America. We had them in Durham, North Carolina. We had them in Suffolk, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, all over the place.
Tulsa,
now, the one that everybody knows about
is Tulsa.
Is Tulsa.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the one, it's the only place in America where we bombed ourselves, basically.
We had one in Little Rock, too, that was big. Yeah.
And so if you understand it, how they founded that, how did they found Black Wall Streets all over America? And why were they called Black Wall Street? It's because they didn't need Wall Street.
Yeah, because they had their own economy.
Because they had a 3-point financial program that says everybody in the community has to have life insurance. And because we're a mutual insurance company means that we can mutually lend to each other and then mutually gain from lending to each other. And so that's how we're going to be able to build our own cities. And so life insurance is the foundation. And then you go start your own banking because you can bank on yourself if you have enough life insurance.
So nowadays, a lot of those are forms of credit unions.
Correct. Well, have you ever, even in Shirts, I live in San Antonio, northeast of San Antonio is a city called Shirts.
Correct.
If you go into Shirts, there's a bank called Shirts Trust Bank.
Correct.
All you need is, every family can do this. Every family can build a trust and have enough life insurance where they could bank on themselves.
Exactly, with the QSIPs and things like that. So that's definitely important. And now you also made me think, August 22nd here in Dallas. What's the date? Today, Family Office. The National Family Office event is in Dallas at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center today, which is a family office group you really should stop by and check out. It gives that same concept of building a trust together by the families bringing their wealth together.
Yeah.
And then, you know how you go to Shark Tank and things like that to ask for funding for a business? These are families who are looking to invest in different businesses.
And any family could do that, right?
Yes.
Like family, friends,
Yes.
community, fraternal organizations.
Exactly.
So one of the things I was looking at was how do I start an insurance company? And it gave me 3 things I could do to start an insurance company. One was you need a whole lot of money. The second way was you could join an FMO,
Yes.
a field marketing organization. That's what PHP, People Helping People, is, right? We're an FMO that allows me to build a big base shop.
Okay.
And I can go out and I can build all over America, and eventually I'd be basically, selling on behalf of some of the biggest carriers. Like, for instance, we work with National Life Group. They're here in Dallas, Texas. But Pac Life, most people don't know, was founded by the guy who started Stanford University. It was actually his life insurance policy that helped start Stanford University.
Wow.
But he started a company called Pacific Life Insurance.
Yeah.
And so them, Mutual of Omaha, Fidelity Guarantee. Well, anyways, I sell on behalf of these companies. I can build a big base shop all over America and build an insurance company that way. The third way, though, that I looked into was fraternal organizations.
Correct.
Right?
Qs, Kappas, Greek.
Well, think of it. Knights of Columbus is one of them. Knights of Columbus is one.
Mason.
Herman and Sons is another one where they just started a fraternal organization that was going to take care of kids and give them after school programs and things of that nature.
The Shriners.
And they use that as a way, like your membership, when you want to be a member in our fraternal organization, part of your dues is going to go to buy life insurance on you.
Now, what's the licensing process like for you guys?
Man, it was way easier than real estate. Way cheaper too.
Yeah, way cheap. And but also, how do you so what's the process of if you met somebody today and they're like, hey, I want to be a part of this, I want to grow my business. What do they do next?
So they're not licensed.
Not licensed.
And they want to join.
Yes.
So they would have a conversation with me. We have a system to onboard them and then actually get their cost lowered because they onboard first. And why do we do that? Because they need a software to run their business. So they buy this proprietary software that allows them to manage their agents, their clients, their commissions, their carriers. Everything's run through that. And it's a one-time fee. There's no reoccurring fees. So where real estate is, you got desk fees, you got quarterly fees, you got
we 50 cents on the dollar. I tell everybody in real estate, what new agents do wrong is they don't realize every dollar is 50 cents. Once you realize every dollar is 50 cents, we rolling. So, and I kind of knew it. You know, we got similar backgrounds, so I knew what the re-up meant. You know what I mean? But the main thing is, like I say, you just got to know that every dollar is 50 cents.
Yeah, you're not taking home 100%.
Yeah, realtors, only 8% of realtors renew their license after 2 years. But those that do that don't realize that you have to steadily feed the engine. You have to feed the engine. Then after you really get it down, feeding the engine, then you also realize, okay, now I know how to profit off the top.
So being that I'm from the real estate world, that's who I focus on the most. Is
Correct.
Real estate guys. Because you're already in the home, you're already talking to them about their financials. We need to set that client up for retirement success.
Yes.
And so now you can make a second check. And the best part about it is adding this license to what you're doing. There's no real overhead. The fees aren't equal at all. And then the commissions, I mean, the commissions are great. If I help somebody save $500 towards retirement, that's a $6,000 commission.
Oh, wow.
And whatever your split is, if you're a 30% split, 50% split, you're making good money. And I say that because, let me pause real quick on that, because when you look out at the industry, some insurance agents are, but I make 140%.
Yeah.
As an independent agent.
Yeah.
Right? Now, imagine you own a food truck, and that's cool. You own a food truck, you're going to make some money, right? But the day that you're not working,
you're not making any money. Now you can go on vacation.
Well, you want to be a business owner. That's what we teach, is how to be a business owner.
How you make money without being there.
You need to take your 10, 15 years of insurance skills and go build you a big base shop, but you need an organization like ours to be able to do that. Matt Sapala was in insurance since I think 2001, 2004, somewhere around in there, right? And he said he made good money, making $250,000 a year, $300,000 a year. But it wasn't until he met Patrick David and this system. Now, a couple months ago, he made $560,000 in 1 month.
So how long has PHP been around?
2009.
2009. So it was McDavid first, and then Matt.
Patrick McDavid.
And Patrick McDavid, and then Matt got in
2014.
Okay, so 5 years later, and then it took it to the next. Now where is Mr. McDavid? Where's he from?
Bet David. Patrick Bet David.
Bet David.
Yes.
Okay, I like
so
that.
Patrick Bet David, he has a house in Dallas, but he also lives in, I think, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay, okay, good deal.
And great guy.
That's good.
Solid. And he's also a faith man, a man of faith. But going back to our original statement is, as I was talking to all these people, I reached out to Doug Andrews, because as a realtor, we can... We can find your information.
We can find out anything. And I tell everybody, I mean, like you say, old rapper, you say you ain't got a lot of kick it. You tell me you making this, I'll tell you in 30 seconds if you making what you say you making.
They don't realize, because, we talked about the other day, safety of a realtor. A lot of realtors have been killed and stuff like that. We had a lady that was actually told to come out to show this house on the south side of San Antonio, and then the person that took her in the house raped her and killed her. And nobody knew about it until hours later. So the reason that realtors have these tools is so that we could kind of sift.
Pre-qualify you.
Pre-qualify the client before we go meet them.
We call it pre-qualify, but we pre-qualify.
But I end up using that to go find Doug Andrews, and I called Doug Andrews and said, Doug, you're making me interested in the financial service space. He said, Pat, I'm not looking to bring anybody on, but where are you located? I said, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. He said, cool. I've got a guy I've been mentoring since 2004, and his name is Matt Sapali, just moved to Dallas, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Go find him. Click.
Dang,
I said, this mother...
Yeah.
But 1 week later, I ended up getting on a call with this guy that knew Matt. I didn't know he knew that, but he asked me one of my goals, and I said, I've got one priority goal right now. I've got to go find this guy named Matt Sapala.
Yes.
He said, if I can get you a meeting with Matt, how fast can you make it to Dallas? I said, I could be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said, here's the address. See you tomorrow at 6. Dress business casual. I went. I saw everything I needed to see, and afterwards we went and had cigars with Matt. Now, pause right there for a second, because 2 years prior, I had lost my real estate brokerage to that bad business partnership. And then my investment company, my business partner, got killed in California, and all my stuff went through probate because
I didn't know that.
Because we hadn't added me on his business documents yet. Man, it was a whole negative ordeal. But anyways, I was in the backyard, and I was in a bad space at that moment. And I almost thought about either committing suicide or go get my money back in blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the old Pat.
Yeah. Well, we used to, yeah.
It would already been over.
Yeah.
But I kept telling my wife, I said, man, I know what God is doing, and I know the devil doesn't like what I'm doing, and
Exactly.
he's going to persecute it, but I got to keep going. She said, well, how do we move forward from here? I said, it's got to be about impact and influence. If it's not about those two things, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, when I met Matt, I stood up and I was getting ready to leave, and I said, before I leave, Matt, tell me why I should join you. And he said, Pat, you don't need to join me. I said, I tell you what, though, if you're about impact and influence, this might be for you. And I shook his hand, and it was on. And then, so that was in October 2022. February 2023, I'm sitting on my front porch, and I had 3 phone calls come in. They don't know each other. It was 3 different prophets. One's in Texas. The other 2 are different places. Anyways, they all called me. Pat, I was in prayer, and God told me it was in the financial service industry that he's going to bless you.
Wow.
And 3 back-to-back phone calls.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold up.
Yeah.
I went inside because I had this notebook that when God changed my life in 2004, 2005, and I had this notebook because I had a vision that I was going to do all these things, and I drew like this design out, these circles and stuff. Well, anyways, in that, it had real estate in there and all this stuff. And one of the circles said financial service. And
I'm sorry, you made me laugh. So it's an old story. We can edit this, or you're going to have to keep it. So Pat used to go to church. His girlfriend used to go to church. So he used to come to church, walk in smoking, saying, I'm here to pick up, hurry up.
Yeah, I was fighting in the church, man. I used to beat people up in the church.
But then all of a
Bro,
sudden,
there was a couple times, man, I jumped across the aisles and was like just laying somebody. And like, man, I was a bad guy.
But then, like I say, God got a hold of him, and he last year, he gonna study.
Yeah.
So he gonna say, well, let me see what the Bible said about this. Let's see what the Bible said about this. The Bible said. Before you know it, shoot.
I need to know. Hey, you know what? Because I've been on this very heavy over the last probably 6 months. I've been on this super heavy.
Yeah.
Is that you can't even spell the word believe without the word lie right in the middle of it.
Correct.
And too many people are going around believing what they want to believe, and they don't know the truth. And you need to know, not believe. Right.
Correct.
I was even talking to somebody the other day because there was a video out, and they was like, man, that is not what happened.
Correct.
But the video is showing one angle, but if you got the video from the other angle, it changes the whole scenario.
Read it in context.
And I said,
you can't take one scripture out. You got to read it in context.
And that's why I don't believe in perception.
Yeah.
Like somebody one time drew a 6, and he says, "This is a 6 or a 9." You know, I'm standing on one side, you're standing on the other. Is that a 6 or a 9? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, it depends on where the absolute line is. He said, no, it's about perception. No, it isn't. Because if it's about perception, I could get this wrong.
Correct.
I could be on the wrong side of the integer. It's an integer, meaning it's a one number. It can't be both. And so the problem that we have in the world today is that they think, oh, it's either a 6 or a 9, but it just depends on what side of the...
Yeah, I could be on the East Coast, you could be on the West Coast. You can say, what time is it?
And
it's 11 o'clock over there, it's 9 o'clock over here.
Yeah, but so life is not based on perception.
Or the equator.
It's based on the truth.
Exactly. And
it's either a 6 or a 9, and you're either on the right side of that number or the wrong side of that number.
And who's the truth?
Well, see, that's what. So it has to go all the way back to God. That's why I look at the universe and think about it like this too, like laws of the universe.
Correct.
Why are there laws of the universe?
Yes, because it started off when he spoke. He
set foundations.
He set the foundations
of truth
and borders.
That's right. So so you can't just believe what you want to believe. So so
it's not
the reason that I research,
not the Burger King Christianity.
Yeah, no. The reason I research so much, man, is I have to know.
Correct.
That's why even when I found out financial services, I had to know. Like I didn't want to watch a video and get all excited. No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I picked up 15 books before I decided to make a leap of faith into this industry.
And a lot of that, let me simplify that for a lot of people watching. When you have 8 kids, you ain't got time to play. You gotta. It has to work. It has to work.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody, because we get calls. I know you get calls hey man, come invest in this, do that, do that.
100%.
So I got to go home to 8 young mouths that are depending on my decision making.
Right.
And so don't get in your feelings because I don't want to buy your robot. Because I get people call me and say, man, you ought to buy my app. You ought to do this. You ought to do that. Look here, it ain't just about me helping you make a sale.
Right.
Is this gonna give me an ROI to take care of them?
And even if it does, will that impede me from investing in something better later? So like, I tell guys, man, once you get money, the hardest thing to do is not spend it in the wrong place. Actually,
correct.
And so today, man, I got a car. I bought that car in 2017. Well, I bought it in 2019 because I know how to buy cars because that's how I met you. I was a car sales guy. Yes. And so I don't ever buy the car in the year, but I found a brand new, never titled 2017 car still on the lot.
Wow.
And it was 2019. I said, I want that car.
Yeah.
I'll buy it cash. And with my life insurance, we'll buy it. And then I've had that car.
Yeah.
It's like, and one of my agents, he's like, Pat, I need you to update. I need you to upgrade your car. We're going in all these nice circles and stuff like that, and I need you to upgrade your car. I'm like, look, man,
we used to do that.
I could care less.
We done that
like
before.
if they want to judge me based on my car,
we done that. We've been there.
You should judge me based on my real estate assets and all the stuff I got, right? Or you know what's in my mind.
And I had $150,000 worth of cars. I looked at a couple of years ago. $150,000. That ain't much. I know some of y'all nowadays, y'all got $150,000 Escalade, but for me, that was a lot. So I said, man, I'm in a tight spot. Interest rates are going up. I said, let me sell a few of these cars. Man, the biggest heartbreak ever. That when I found out my $150,000 worth of cars were worth $15,000. Pat, when I say I'm done,
man, I would have been sick.
I'm done. I'm done with cars.
See, okay, so in September of last year, my wife's car got stolen. Right. And right out of the mechanic shop, by the way. So I dropped it off on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They're closed on Sunday. Monday morning, the mechanic calls me and says, "Hey Pat, I thought you were going to drop your car off." I said, "I did." He says, "I'll call you right back." Gets on and finds out that somebody stole the car.
The Chupacabra. That's San Antonio that's the Chupacabra.
I said, "Don't worry about it." Went and bought another car. As I was walking out. Because, and that's why I'm telling people about the power of life insurance. Now, some of these scenarios, you know, it's gonna take some time.
Yes.
Right. I end up having real estate. I end up making commissions and stuff like that. So we're building wealth. My family owns some stuff, so we're building wealth, and we're able to tuck that wealth.
Correct.
In one of the best tax shelters out there. Anyways, that being said, when I go buy my car, instead of me buying my car from, and getting it financed through some other person's bank.
You finance it yourself.
Finance it through myself. Why? Because if life throws me a curveball, who's going to repo me? Am I going to repo the car for myself and bring it back to my? You know what I mean? Like, if I need to miss a payment,
you can adjust it
because I pay myself. Correct. I don't have to pay myself back.
Correct.
The perk is to pay yourself back so you can build your wealth faster, but I don't have to pay it back because they'll just take it from my future death benefit. And so I'm walking out of the dealership and I say, "Hey, how much would I have had to pay you if I financed through your guy?" He said $980 a month. I said, cool, I'm going to pay myself $980 a month. And so that whole pay yourself, what most people don't realize is they think like if I get $5,000 checks, $10,000 check, I'm going to pay myself first and then everything else will go to my bills. No, you're supposed to take that money and pay yourself first into your life insurance.
Correct.
That's the part that they're not finishing the statement. You pay yourself first here. Why? Because it protects your life below the ground and above the ground, right? But more importantly, if life throws you a curveball, you have a savings account on steroids because that sucker's getting you anywhere from 6 to 14% on average. If you look at history, it just says since 1997 when the IUL came out, which is Index Universal Life,
correct,
has been at 10%.
Gotcha.
Like any brokerage account. But those brokerage accounts don't have death benefits, living benefits, tax benefits, right? And so why would I want to put it there when I could put it in life insurance?
And major corporations they always paid themselves first. Major corporations, they did the 401k. So when you work for TI, AT&T, this, that, and the other, they always said, "Hey, go ahead and put it in your fund." Well, the fund benefits them as well. So now that you're self-employed, you might as well pay yourself first as well.
So you can go look up this article. Jim Harbaugh becomes Michigan State University coach.
Michigan.
Michigan coach. And they want to give him this big old bonus check.
Yeah.
And he tells them, "Don't give it to me.
Put in my life insurance.
Split dollar into my life insurance."
Yes.
A lot of companies don't realize that instead of, setting up a 401k where we're split dollaring, matching into a 401k, you can have that boss match you into your life insurance. It's called a split dollar.
Yeah, because he knew if they would have gave him $10 million right
he would have paid taxes on all that.
He would have taxed
to death.
Yeah. So that's an important segue. So I actually know Jim Harbaugh. He's kind of going through a little scandal right now. He went from Michigan to the NFL. NCAA is trying to take his phone, basically trying to accuse him of I don't know if y'all seen the movie, but he was scouting another team, and there's nothing wrong with what he did. I say that to say he's a very, very, very smart man. Jim Harbaugh now is in the NFL, but also now you have NIL. The biggest NIL programs, name, image, and likeness, come out of Michigan. Michigan State pays their players $30,000 a month. $20,000 a month. So share how an IUL can help a young athlete.
Oh man, we have agents that are from they were in the NFL, and now that they're not in the NFL anymore, they're insurance agents with us at PHP.
Correct.
And they're going out and they're taking this information to high schoolers, college kids, and then and the NFL guys, but specifically high school and college, to get them to understand where to put your money first, what you could do, because we could set these policies up where you could tuck all that money in there, because NFL means not for long, right?
Correct.
So
that's 42 months. If you want to know the actual average NFL time, it's 42 months.
42 months. So they give you all this money, you might not make it all the way, right? So you need something that's going to be growing for you. And so we teach these guys what to do with their NIL money.
Correct.
And put it in life insurance. And going back to what you said earlier, like the two biggest owners of, because I hear this all the time from financial advisors. Man, you life insurance agent guys and blah, blah, blah. Like y'all trying to get The only reason you hate it is because it's Black Wall Street. Like we wouldn't need Wall Street if more people just had life insurance. And so it's a threat to Wall Street. Well, that being said though, if these guys, they learn where they could put their money, they could end up building great things for the family. Master P founded No Limit Records with life insurance.
Wow.
Spent $100,000 to go talk to Michael Jackson's attorney. Michael Jackson's attorney said, hey, go buy some life insurance. One of the most, my mentor, Matt Sapala, has a video that went super viral, and that's when Waka Flocka was on DJ Academics. DJ Academics says, man, Donald Trump showed me how to never go broke again. I'm going to get some life insurance, put all my money in there, pull it out. And so Matt Sapala remixed that.
Exactly.
Me saying all that to say this, though, is life insurance is the biggest threat to Wall Street, if you want to call it that, and yet the two biggest owners of life insurance are not humans. It's banks and corporations called Coley. Bank-owned life insurance, corporate-owned life insurance. And so it's funny how these financial advisors who work for Wall Street will tell you, don't buy life insurance. It's not a good thing. And yet, the two biggest owners of life insurance are not even humans.
Yeah, bring your money over here. Don't take it over there.
It's banks and corporations.
Yeah, bring your money over here. Don't take it over there. So that's, you're a competitor. You're a threat. And let me share with that, touch on that. So I know I have been approached by a lot of people from your company here in Dallas, but I've known you so many years that because I'm telling you, my phone's going to ring off the hook as soon as they see this. They're going to like, man, what happened to me? I know you, and I know you to where I know if you're doing it, it's legit.
Yeah, 20 years, man. Think about it.
But also, unfortunately, everybody's not articulating as well as you are. I say that to say, when you first joined my team as a real estate agent, I said, Patrick, and the first thing is you cannot let people know that you're doing this on the side. People don't mess with people that do stuff on the side.
Right.
If you get on an airline to go back to San Antonio today and they say, man, I just fly planes on the side, are you going
Well, and that's crazy because out of 3 million realtors that are active right now, 1.5 are doing it on
full time, correct,
on the side, and the other 1.5 are doing it full time.
No, actually, I think it's I think believe it or not, it's changed since you got.
Yeah.
Nah, it's less. So he was saying that out of 3.5 million realtors, a lot of people are not full time. So what happens is, people can pick up on you when that's not your profession.
Right.
See, that's the wrong thing. That's the problem. People don't treat it as a profession.
Correct.
You have become a life insurance professional. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when people don't mind spending and investing in professionals, but nobody's going to spend and invest in somebody who's doing something. Hey, I'm trying this out. out. So you're gonna try it out on my expense.
I tell all my agents, don't try, just do.
Yeah, just do.
Trying is attempt to fail.
Exactly.
And so when you see that, and man, I mean, if you spend too long trying to get momentum, I look at success or anything in success like a plane.
Correct.
A plane defies gravity because of momentum. If you really want to become successful, you have to get momentum. If you're going to decide to get in financial services, if you're going to decide to get in real estate, whatever you're going to decide to get into,
So let's talk about
You need
that.
to pick up momentum.
Let's talk about that because you are considered a multi-level marketing company, correct?
Yes.
You've seen real estate companies that are multi-level marketing.
Yes.
How do you differentiate PHP from a real estate company that's a multi-level marketing?
Okay, so that's a funny question because what actually made me seize this opportunity is that Dayton was getting ready to go to EXP.
Correct. I remember that. I was at that party.
And
I was there. That was a beautiful house, man. I was there that day. It was a huge party. It was a nice event. But go ahead and something might have.
Well, he ended up coming back.
Yes.
We met at the 19th hole in Santerre Golf Course, and we're sitting down, and he's asking us, what do we think?
Yes.
A lot of us said, I didn't like it. And me personally, I didn't like it either.
Well, because y'all were y'all are like
correct. We were professionals.
Yeah. I'm Elliman. I'm with a luxury company in here in Dallas that was like y'all were. Y'all were top of the line. So now this animated logo with the cloud with the what is it called?
Cloud-based technology.
Where you log in and you're in
when at the time in 2000, what is this? 2017,
yes.
somewhere around there, 2016, 2017. EXP was booming.
Correct.
But as a
COVID.
Professional who, with Dayton Schrader, and we're selling 650 homes, when we look out at these guys that were joining. Now, today is different.
Yeah,
but at the time, you were finding a lot of guys who were no-name agents. They weren't selling real estate. They weren't doing anything, and yet they were in the business of trying to build a downline.
They were recruiting,
trying to recruit hard hitters to get on their team.
But they didn't know real estate.
Correct. So how are you gonna get this hard hitter on your downline? You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So I didn't like the model at the time. EXP. And then Real came out, and then LPT.
Yes.
And so I seen the model come out multiple times, and then Epic. And so but when I saw it in this industry with Patrick Bet-David as a leader and stuff like that, I said, I can't miss it again.
Correct.
Because I missed it the first time because I was judging the model based on the low, the guys at the bottom.
And I've been.
And I should have.
Well, no. You repeat that. You said it. You said okay. You almost missed the model judging the guys at the bottom.
That's right.
That's the part right there. Right there. Because the higher ups, I'll admit, 30 years ago I missed on one. I was invited to an event for Skype, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to invest in this. 2 people are going to be able to talk to each other on a computer." And I was like, "Man, I'm from the hood. Nobody got 2 computers." You know what I mean? So I said I wasn't going to invest in Skype because I couldn't see 2 people on the computer. And it took off. Yeah. And I was like, golly, I missed it. But they literally brought us in this meeting and we're recruiting to raise capital for Skype. And I'm just like, man, 2 computers? Man, ain't no way they would have 2 computers. But this was like in the early 90s, you know what I mean? So you're right. You can't miss a model judging people at the bottom.
That's right.
And experience. And unfortunately, so that's just part of the mentoring and training. So y'all do offer a lot of mentoring and training.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and that goes kind of back to what I was saying earlier. Like when you look at 90% of the industry right now, if you wanted to learn from a top producing agent, you'd have to pay him a lot of money.
Got it.
Matter of fact, I know easily it's a few thousand, 5,000, something. It's thousands to get mentored by Matt.
Yes.
They have an app called Manek. Even if you wanted to get mentored by Patrick Bet-David, some of these guys are paying like $30,000.
Yes, I've done that. I've done that in real estate. You know, in real estate coaching,
but
we were in the core.
Absolutely,
correct.
The core was great, but imagine in this company, you don't have to pay. What you have to do is compete.
Gotcha.
So and I love competition.
Yes.
Because competition tells me if you like being a loser or not.
Correct. Speaking of that, I'm coming from CrossFit this morning. I was losing in some events and I was winning in some events. So if I sound like I'm tired and sluggish, yes, y'all said I had an energy drink after CrossFit. Energy drink couldn't compete. CrossFit won. Right. So if I do sound tired and sluggish, I am a little bit more tired. But I say I got back in CrossFit because it does show you. It does show you that you can't say it can't make excuses.
Yeah.
Like it's an old lady. She was doing 30 snatches. I shouldn't call her old lady. She was older lady doing
mature
snatches
lady.
today. She was mature and she was like, Don, come on. And I'm like, golly, how this lady doing this? She's 60-some years old, running around the building, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, so it's not. I can't blame age. So, like you said, it makes you get rid of excuses. Competition makes you get rid of excuses. Like you can also say, okay, well, the market is bad. Interest rates on our end, we can say the market is bad. Interest rates are up, this, that, and the other. And then I call somebody else. Hey, man, I just sold 5 houses.
I could care less about where the rates are. I'm gonna every 3 to 5 years. I'm still gonna refi. I'm gonna rediversify, and the rates are gonna go up and down. I could care less about where the rates are. It's more so for me utilizing the money.
So now,
money devalues, assets appreciate.
Assets appreciate,
especially assets especially appreciate when money's devaluing. So as money's devaluing right now. Biden administration printed 80% of all the money ever printed and put in circulation in America.
Yeah.
And it is causing hyperinflation right now. So if you're looking to invest, it's a great time, right? Why?
Yeah.
Because the money is devaluing faster than you can compete for it or work for it. So I'll never do that. I won't trade time for dollars for it, but I'd like to borrow it and put it to work so I can make that spread.
Exactly. So your retirement plan is money making money for you. Basically, you're supposed to buy when people are selling. You buy low, sell high. So man, right now you just invest, and then you have retirement in both life insurance and real estate. And then, what does it look like? How many years you gonna do this?
Till I die.
Till you die, because you love it.
I mean, it's not. I don't feel like I'm working at all. Like all I feel like I'm doing is impacting and influencing people's lives to a better place.
Gotcha. And so that's how you know when you're operating in your calling. When you're operating your calling, it won't feel like work at all. It's not work. It's your calling. And so that same thing for me for real estate. I have not and I will not leave real estate just because I realize that's my calling.
Right.
And since that's my calling, however, I'm all about diversification. So that's why I brought you on. And I know, like I said, I know that if you're doing it, it's legit. But some people just can't articulate it as well as you can because they haven't studied and made what you say, man. Make themselves approved. Exactly. So once again, I want to thank you for stopping by. This is my boy Patrick Wilbanks. How do they get a hold of you? How do they get a hold of you?
Shoot, man, you can reach out to my Instagram is Humble Affluence.
Yes.
You can look us up on perpetualwealthcoach.com. That's our team. And I'm easy to find, man. I'm all over the internet.
and are you licensed in Texas or?
I'm licensed all over.
Licensed all over. So if somebody is on, because this is YouTube.
If you want to get in the industry, we can help you. If you want to get a policy, we can help you.
Gotcha.
If you're not in the industry, but you're wanting to figure out how this could work with your industry, let's have a conversation.
Exactly. Well, once again, y'all, thanks for stopping by the Tread Podcast, the Real Estate Don, and none other than Patrick Wilbanks, one of my my OGs from my day ones, you know what I mean?
Sir.
So I knew if he was in town, he could come in and explain some things. And like I say, any other life insurance agents that might have questions, they need to, matter of fact, any training, you going to start training life insurance agents as well?
Oh, we train all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but the $30,000 extra they could pay you on the side.
Oh, they could do that too. Yeah, I have a coaching company that I'm building up, but right now I'm steadily focused on building PHP. If they want to get trained, come join us.
Okay.
Join the movement.
All right. Join the movement. Patrick Wilbanks, Don Davis. When it's time to make a business decision about your residence, it's a done deal.